Coming to Central Illinois, the front runners for governor are making stops here today. The messages they're bringing to voters. Plus, a look inside the capital city's second oldest home, why it's now set for a date with a wrecking ball, and what will need to happen to save it.
Sunshine returning tomorrow along with warmer temperatures. I'm Storm Team 20 meteorologist Joe Crane. Coming up, how high those temperatures reach for the weekend.
News Channel 20 at 6 starts right now. Good evening, everyone. With 12 days until Election Day, in a race shown as a virtual tie in recent polls, both leading candidates for governor make stops in Central Illinois. We have live team coverage on Governor Pat Quinn's and Bruce Rauner's visits. News Channel 20's Jordan Abudea is live in Beardstown tonight. That's where Governor Quinn made a stop today. But we begin tonight with State House reporter Adam Reif, who is live in Champaign. Adam, what brought challenger Bruce Rauner there today?
Really, Liz, it's just back to the grind right now. After finishing 3 debates in 3 weeks, both Pat Quinn and Bruce Rauner need to get back to pounding the pavement, knocking on doors, and shaking a whole lot of hands. Today, Mr. Rauner and his team making a total of 6 stops throughout Central Illinois. They're there to encourage people to vote early. But if all the votes count the same, early or not, why such a big push to get people to head to the polls weeks before the election? Well, banking those early, reliable votes allows the candidates to spend more time and energy and, of course, money on reaching out to undecided voters, those who could swing the result of the election. For several weeks now throughout this campaign, Mr. Rauner has railed against what he calls Pat Quinn's cronyism. So today, I asked Mr. Rauner what he would do to keep corruption out of his administration.
My goal is to bring good government back into Springfield. I'm not a politician. I'm a business person. And I've been about team building. What I want to do is recruit back into government people who are coming to serve for the right reasons. Hopefully some of them will be like me. They're there actually as a way of giving back.
And give back he has financially already to his own campaign, spending an enormous amount of money to reach those undecided voters. This week, Mr. Rauner contributed another $1.5 million of his own money to his campaign, bringing his total contributions to more than $20 million. And there's no rest for the weary. As we mentioned, today the Chicago Tribune released a new poll. It has Mr. Rauner leading Governor Quinn 45 to 43%. But like so many of the recent polls we've seen, that slim lead falls within the margin of error. Statistically, it's a dead heat. And now, continuing team coverage, News Channel 20's Jordan Abudea was in Beardstown today to meet with Governor Quinn. She's live there now with more on the governor's visit. Jordan?
Now here in Beardstown, Governor Quinn was on official state business, but in these final weeks, every appearance is another chance to win over voters. And it seems like he did that today here in Beardstown, a big sign thanking him. His state's project donated $2.5 million to the Beardstown Park District. It's part of Governor Quinn's Illinois Jobs Now program. Building the new pool is expected to create about 12 new jobs in the area. Governor Quinn saying today it's important to invest in capital projects like Beardstown's new pool that make Illinois a better place to live.
If you want to get businesses to come to Illinois and stay in Illinois and grow in Illinois, we cannot forget our good schools, and we got to make sure we have good parks and recreation. That's what business is always asking for their employees. What kind of schools do you have? What kind of opportunities in the Park District do you have?
The governor also thanks Cargill, who's a major employer in the area, for their donation to the pool project. He also touted the job growth that we've had the past several months and said that we are second in creating jobs, right behind Texas. About 40,000 jobs have been created in the past 2 months, he said. Those are all things that voters are paying attention to this election. Live in Beardstown, Jordan Abudea, ABC News Channel 20.
Thanks, Jordan. Still undecided on who you'll vote for in November's election? News Channel 20 has you covered. Check out our Know Your Candidates webpage. You can learn more about those running for office. Just head to our website, WICS.com. Click on the link at the top of our homepage. New at 6, not guilty. That's the plea from this Springfield man after being charged with attempted murder. Investigators say he tried to stab his stepfather to death. Springfield police say 24-year-old Robert Hunt tried to kill his stepfather, 33-year-old Shane Reed, in his sleep earlier this month. Investigators say Reed's injuries were not life-threatening. Hunt remains in Sangamon County Jail tonight on a $500,000 bond. Also new at 6, the village of Kincaid now has a new police chief. Village trustees picked Bert Barlow Barlow for the job. Barlow's LinkedIn page shows he was part of the Verdon Police Department from 2007 to 2012. More recently, he spent the last 2 years as a fitness instructor. Village leaders fired the former police chief, Richard Adams, after he was charged with official misconduct, a felony. That state investigation is ongoing.
Well, temperatures have been seasonable today, but the sunshine has been obscured by cloud cover throughout central Illinois. There's the cloudy view from our Prairie Heart Cam here as sunset approaches. Of course, there is a partial solar eclipse above those clouds. Since we can't see it in central Illinois, I've posted a link to my Facebook page where you can see a free real-time view from an Arizona-based telescope. Very cool stuff to check out. Meantime, satellite radar showing those cloudy skies across the area that'll stay with us through about midday tomorrow, making way for sunshine and warmer temperatures into the weekend. I'll have it all for you in your Storm Team forecast coming up here in just a little bit on News Channel 20 at 6. Liz, wait till you see how warm those temperatures are going to get this weekend. We're talking highs into the 70s.
Thanks so much, Joe. Also new at 6, the owner of the new meat processing center coming to Springfield says it could be up and running by Memorial Day next year if everything goes perfectly. Tony Magro tells News Channel 20 Magro's Meats will likely open in June and have a grand opening by the 4th of July. The Auburn business will be expanding to the capital city after aldermen approved a zoning change earlier this week. It'll be on Stevenson Drive at Stanton Street. Move it or watch history be demolished. That's the dilemma the Springfield Historic Sites Commission faces as it looks for someone to fix up the city's second oldest home before a judge can order its demolition at a November 12th hearing. News Channel 20's Garrett Berger is live with more on the Condell house and its date with the wrecking ball. Garrett?
This house has more than 180 years of history as a parsonage building and then a home. But that's history, and the present is sad. It could be going down underneath a wrecking ball, and the Springfield's Historic Sites Commission says that to save it, they need to move it. And tonight, we take you inside this historic home.
We've got to find our savior to step in and do the work.
The Condell house is old, dirty, peeling, run down and messy, but Steve Meyer says it's not so bad.
I would call this a medium job. If it were ready to go, all need be done is jack it up and move it down the street. That's one thing. There are some structural things that would have to be taken care of.
Myers, the vice chairman of the Historic Sites Commission, says the estate of a local developer who owned the house is willing to donate the building to a group or individual willing to fix it up. The problem is they'd have to move the house from its current location.
It is possible. We just need to identify someone to bring resources forward so we can save the second oldest home in Springfield.
The question of where to put the house may actually already be settled. The Enos Park Neighborhood Improvement Association has offered to donate one of its vacant parcels of land, like this one.
But beyond that, the association isn't looking to be the one to do the work of fixing it up. It's already working on a different project to move a house that's in Enos Park.
We're really not at a point that we can agree to take on a house that's outside of the neighborhood and do the same thing.
From the outside and the inside for that matter, it seems any restoration would be a daunting task. But Meyer said the parts that are in the worst shape don't actually need saving.
This is the westernmost outside wall of the original home. Everything that you see was added on later and would not be subject to moving.
There is a little bit more time on that ticking clock than Mr. Myers believes. The city's attorney says that even if a judge rules for the demolition at the next month's hearing, it would still be at least 45 more days before the demolition would actually take place. Live in Springfield, Garrett Berger, News Channel 20 at 6.
Getting ready, what the state is now doing to make sure it's ready should the potentially deadly Ebola virus come to Illinois. Plus, Central Illinois gets its first bowl game of the year Friday night at Cyclone Stadium. We'll preview the Leonard Bowl, our Week 9 game of the week, coming up in sports. Illinois' preparations for Ebola continue tonight. The state has now formed a task force to advise on responding to the deadly virus. Members include physicians, nurses, and officials from healthcare groups. The governor's office says the task force will help make sure Illinois makes a coordinated effort to communicate with the public about any situation that involves testing for Ebola. Members also will help designate treatment centers and assess the state's readiness to respond.
Well, being in healthcare and other medical and emergency services, we want to make sure we are prepared. As you talked about, we hope that it never happens, but if we are, we need to make sure and let our community know that we are prepared.
The Sangamon County Health Department is partnering with local law enforcement and medical organizations in Sangamon County to ensure Sangamon County is prepared in case Ebola makes it to our area. Happening tomorrow, it's a chance to get a different look into the life of Abraham Lincoln. The Lincoln Presidential Museum will be screening a movie called The Better Angels. It focuses on the period when young Lincoln's mother died and what happened after his father remarried. That's set for Friday at 7 p.m. at the museum's Union Theater.
Lincoln's a figure that pops up in popular culture all the time, in movies like Steven Spielberg's Lincoln, or in car commercials or cartoons, or kind of an art film like this one. So what we think is that people will see Lincoln, be more curious about him, and then we can educate them about him.
The screening is free, but tickets must be reserved in advance. You can do that by calling the number on your screen, 558-8934. Taking a live look at downtown Springfield, cloudy this evening after a few days of sunshine. Bad news for anyone trying to catch today's partial solar eclipse. Rick is off tonight. That means Joe Crane will be in next with a look at how your Friday and your weekend are shaping up. But first, here are today's closing market numbers.
Now, your Storm Team 20 weather with meteorologist Joe Crane.
All week long, the Prairie Heart Cam has shown us bright sunshine setting into the western sky, but tonight it's cloud cover just when we have a partial solar eclipse. Can't see it across central Illinois, but no worries if you go to the Joe Crane Facebook page. I've posted a link to an observatory based in Arizona that's showing a nice free real-time view of that solar eclipse. So be sure to check it out on Facebook. Meantime, temperatures despite the clouds made it to a seasonable 63, just short of the normal high of 64, well short of the record high today of 85 going back to 1963. A little snapshot of tomorrow. Warming temperatures coming our way up to 71 in Springfield on Friday afternoon. Gets even warmer in the weekend. Just wait till you see that 7-day forecast in just a moment. Meantime, a weakening trough of low pressure sliding across the nation's midsection. That's kept the cloud cover throughout the day. A line of broken showers from the upper Midwest and Great Lakes down in the southern plains. As it's moved into central Illinois, we've just seen cloudy skies, and as that rain out at the west tries to work its way into the Illinois River Valley, encountering some drier air as a result, pretty much fizzling out. That being said, we still could see a spotty shower, maybe a sprinkle here early this evening. Weather watchers, meantime, checking in with current temperatures ranging from 60 in Lincoln and Clinton to 61 in Auburn and 64 degrees out of Ashland. Thanks to Teresa, Kevin, Donnie, and Pat for those updates. Meanwhile, we have 59 now in the capital city, 56 in Decatur, 55 in Taylorville, 62 out of Lincoln, and 58 in Lincoln and 62 in Jacksonville. Winds are coming in out of the south to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our forecast model keeps the cloud cover through the overnight hours through early tomorrow morning as this trough weakens and breaks down. High pressure from the south will help clear skies out. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll look for an afternoon of sunshine and those warming temperatures into the 70-degree range. By Friday night, clear skies, mild temperatures, game time temperatures for the Friday night blitz in the mid to upper 50s. That's going to be nice. A weak cold front slides through the area Saturday morning. It'll come through rain-free, but it'll shift the winds around to the northwest, and eventually some cooler air will come in that'll drop our temperatures back to the 40s late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. But the sunshine will keep us well above normal temperature-wise as we finish out the weekend on Sunday. For now, though, our storm team forecast offers maybe a spotty shower sprinkle early this evening. Otherwise, cloudy, not as cool, a mild low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow, morning clouds, but that yields to afternoon sun and warmer temperatures topping out at 71 for the afternoon high. By Saturday, sunshine and 75, more of the same on Sunday. And overnight lows early next week. Check it out, Sunday night, Monday night, only down to around 60, up near 78 on Monday. But then some showers late Monday night into Tuesday. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm possible. We'll keep an eye on that situation as it develops on Tuesday, followed by cooler temperatures midweek with highs of around 60 Wednesday and Thursday. Weather anytime, just a click away at WICS.com. Liz?
Thanks so much, Joe. Sports director Donnie Tillman joins us now. Biggest high school game of the year, just one day away.
That's right, SHG and Rochester. Everyone has talked about it. We're previewing it more on our Game of the Week next in sports.
Now, sports with Donnie Tillman.
Good evening, everyone. Just over 24 hours now until teams will kick off for the final week of the 2014 high school football regular season. Our game of the week, of course, Rochester at Sacred Heart Griffin. Thanks to Shutt once again for these wonderful prototype helmets provided this week you see in front of me. Well, so much is on the line tomorrow night. The players will decide the outcome on the field and on the scoreboard, but standing on the opposing sidelines, father and son. ABC News Channel's David Coy takes a look at a family affair known as the Leonard Bowl.
Hey, thanks so much, Donnie. Right here at Cyclone Stadium. This place may be a bit empty, but come Friday, fans from Rochester and SHG will be out. This place will be packed, but for two coaches, this game will mean a lot more to them than just a conference title. Since 2010, the Rochester SHG game is the game that everyone in Central Illinois has talked about. For SHG head coach Ken Leonard, this is the 5th time he has squared off with his son Derek. Either way, someone has to lose.
It's a great competition, and that's how we look at it. It's the kids are fired up, the other coaches and the teams, but as far as me and it's not. I wouldn't want it for anybody else. It's not something I look forward to every year, that's for sure.
You know, I don't like playing my dad, obviously, but it is a fun game and it's a competitive game, and so that's what we take out of it.
Good decision. Good decision.
For Derek, when he first became head coach of the Rockets, he didn't expect to end up in the CS8. First meeting against his father was the toughest.
It was weird, and that first game was amazing. I'll never forget that the rest of my life. That was a great game, fun game, and but it's been tough. It's hard on both of us, I think. And like I said, it's gotten easier just because you get used to it, like anything. And but man, early on when we first had to do it, that was tough.
Leading up to the game is always hush-hush between these two coaches. Right now, the series is tied at 2 apiece. But there is some fun when this game comes around.
It's so much fun playing this game just because the father-son relationship. We know most of the kids at Griffin too, so it's always fun to go out there and compete against your friends.
These two teams are very similar, particularly the offensive playbook. Both teams are also pretty evenly matched.
He's got a coaching staff with a lot of guys that played at our place. It's like having SHGs. They're well prepared. I tell our kids that they're going to go 4 quarters. They're not going to be in awe of us. They're going to keep coming.
It's always tough to play against your father or son, but no matter what the outcome of this game, they will still love each other off the field. Here in Cyclone Stadium, I'm David Coy, News Channel Sports.
And of course, make your plans to join us for Week 9 of Friday Night Blitz. We'll be live at 5 and 6 at Cyclone Stadium as SHG hosts Rochester. Then check out Friday Night Blitz at 10:15. Highlights of all your favorite high school football teams from throughout the area. Also check out All Out Blitz on our Friday Night Blitz page. Just head over to WICS.com for more of that. So it should be a good night for football tomorrow night. Joe says it's going to be a little bit warmer, so it'll be great football weather outside.
Dare I ask, who's your pick in this game of the week?
I'm staying out of it. I just want to see a good game.
Don't want to accept, or
nope.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Okay.
No
all right, well,
else.
don't go anywhere. Joe's going to have one more look at your forecast when we come back.
Looking forward to a nice warm up for the weekend end early next week and more rain chances by Tuesday.
Very nice. And what are we going to have tonight at 10?
Tonight we're going to have a little high school volleyball action. So the postseason's right around the corner. Starts on Monday.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you at 10.